Shalador found you. Good to see you again. I've deciphered the spell inside the book. Are you prepared for Sheogorath's first test? Excellent. It's been fascinating to work with Shalador. Even though he can't read the book, he's been an invaluable resource. I had to decipher layers upon layers of meaning hidden within the tome. Yes, speak with the Archmage. He's meditating on the challenges ahead. I'm still somewhat drained from my effort, so he'll open the portals to the Shivering Isles for you. Auriel, watch your steps. I'm very excited about this project. Shalador's sanctuary would be a boon to every mage in Tamriel. Even Guildmaster Vanus approves of our work here. I'm so glad you asked. On the surface, it's a simple book of nursery stories from the Dunmerland of Stonefalls, but that's just on the surface. So much more. Each story has hidden meanings, clever references to arcane lore, twisting and turning into the depths of history. It was fascinating to fully unlock the secrets of the book. Sheogorath may be a madman, but he's also a genius. Not much. We tried to scry into oblivion to get a sense of the place. I couldn't see anything, but I was swept up in a strong sense of homesickness. I came of age where most high elves do, the beautiful green shores of the Somerset Isles. I often think of the pink petals and soft breezes of my homeland. I'm not sure why those memories return to me today, though. Of course, Adept. While investigating some ruins for me, you caught the notice of Archmage Shalador, ancient patron of mages everywhere. We're working with him to complete the mad god Sheogorath's trials and recover Shalador's lost sanctuary. A genuine pleasure. He has a fascinating view of history from a first-hand perspective, and his knowledge of the deeper mysteries is, well, I feel like an apprentice again. Adept, what transpires between myself and the Archmagus is between us and no one else. I don't need to answer your questions or anyone else's. Auriel, watch your steps. Of course, Adept. Ivea, it's called. In ages past, it was an island in the Somerset Isles. Set aside for mages from across Tamriel, Shalador worked tirelessly to make it a sanctuary, and just barely escaped when Sheogorath claimed it. He still won't tell me what happened. I gather there was some kind of bargain between them and Sheogorath came out the better.
The brazier is ready. The Lost prepared it precisely, according to my instructions, of course. We're having trouble opening a portal directly there, so we created this anchor to help us. Some trickery of Sheogorath's, no doubt. The next time around, I'm sure this won't be an issue. You do the guild credit with your bravery and dedication, Adept. I don't know what there is to tell, Adept. You probably know quite a bit about me already from the lectures the guild holds regularly about my life. Or perhaps from the numerous books written about my legendary constructs. Ha! You might as well ask a parent which is his favorite child. So many of my little projects became legend. Ivea, Labyrinthian, the great ice fortress of Winterhold, and Glamouril, of course. But I do go on. A good question, Adept. Truly, my greatest regret? I wish I'd spent more time teaching. I always felt my greatest triumphs were the students that followed in my footsteps. I would not be here otherwise, Adept. It has been many years since I sat in my study, planning for this day. I laid in the runes and cast the spells with precision, knowing that someday the mages of Tamriel would have need of me again. That buffoon? Of course we can! I am the greatest mage who has ever lived. The Lost is the greatest living mind in the world, and you have already proven yourself incredibly capable. We will best his trials and reclaim my island! I was assuming they were spellbooks, tomes on advanced magical theorem, or ancient treatises on soul-forging artifacts. Instead, the first book we retrieved was full of nursery rhymes. Oh, they're far from nonsense. I'm loath to admit it, but Sheogorath actually was very clever. He disguised advanced spellwork in the rhymes, using reference and allegory to hide his meaning. It took Velost quite some time to decipher, but she did it.
Ah, right on time. Welcome back.
This place, it's familiar, yet not. As if Sheogorath stole a piece of the Somerset Isles. He must be mocking me. My long-lost sanctuary shares some similarities to this place. Aivea was an outlier island in the Somerset Archipelago. The High Elves gave it to me in exchange for some baubles, minor artifacts of no real consequence. It was a beautiful place.
I've little time for talk.
Work builds character, they say. I was beginning to wonder if you'd ever show up. My lord seems to derive amusement from my annoyance. You are here to retrieve a tome for that Shalidor person, correct? Just a moment, mortal. Lord Sheogorath asks that you perform a task first, to prove your competence. He claims to have misplaced a pair of items you must recover. A fork and a staff, Please do try to be quick. My lord enjoys making me wait, but he's not very patient himself. I've opened a portal for your convenience. It should lead you directly to the fork. I'd say, at your leisure, mortal, but I expect I have more time ahead of me than you do. My lord is certain he lost his utensil somewhere in Skyrim. It was during a visit to his friend Korthor in Voldengrav. That was during the Merethic era, I believe. My lord visited with Korthor a very, very, very long time ago. Really? What do they teach mortals these days? It's an heirloom. My lord is quite fond of it. Has a bit of magic around it, too, I think. I don't know. I don't question Lord Sheogorath. The fork excites and synergizes magicka around it. When held in the hand of someone more notable than yourself, it can produce dramatic results. In your hand, it might be suitable for conveying roast beef to your mouth.
I overheard. He's sending you back to Tamriel. My power is bound within Sheogorath's realm, but I'm at my full power on Nirn. I will be at your side. This place is known as Voldengrav, the final resting place of Korthor, the Dragon Priest. Tread carefully. Where there are Dragon Priests, there are sure to be Draugr. No, not to Voldengrav. But Skyrim is littered with ruins like this. Leftovers from the age when dragons and their priests ruled my people. In my younger days, adventuring across the holds, I plundered many of these dank little tombs. You never forget that smell. A dragon priest's tomb. Look at the treasures he's collected. Perhaps the fork is here as well. Old Cortors set up an ice barrier. That chest. Perhaps the fork is in there.
Dare steal from me! Crit off a crit!
Cortors awake.
My priest will make quick work of you. Lofty Nuki!
The shadows move, Adept. Watch yourself. Eyes to the sky. Another group.
Worthless. No matter. Come, face me yourselves.
There. The ice barrier's down. We can get through. Scanner! Defeating the Draugr opened the way into Kortor's tomb. The fork is certain to be either within the tomb itself or in Kortor's bony hand.
Ah, there you are. The fork is mine. You shall not have it, dear noob. Attack!
We must defeat Kortor!
Come, mortal. Let's not waste time, shall we?
And Haskell has arrived. Sheogorath's manservant, here to move us along. Huh.
I see you have the fork. Competently done. Impressive, even. Now, for the staff. When last we spoke, my lord recalled the discomfort of desert sand. I believe it lies somewhere within Hammerfell, in the dry and decayed hands of Prince Malil. Prince Malil Alakir, the Sith of Yokuda, a formidable warrior in his day. That was over 1,000 years ago, but still. If you please, I haven't all day to keep this portal open. Well, I do really, but I don't want to.
I should also be able to join you in Hammerfell. Here in Tamriel, Sheogorath has no power to contain me. As I expected, another resting place for the dead. Sheogorath has a sick sense of humor. This is the necropolis, Asakala, the resting place of Prince Malil, also known as the Scythe of Yokuda. The prince's underlings were clever. They crafted magical seals to guard his resting place. Observe the Yokudan statues. Each bears a crystal in the helm and a seal at the base. The essences you see swirling around in the air here? Their energy can be used to unlock those keystones. Here, I can grant an aura that will allow you to capture the essences as they pass through you. Collect as many of the small ones as you can. They should unlock these scarab seals on the statues nearby. I'll need to consider the other two. This place is incredible. The ancient Red Guards were a noble and accomplished people. What can I tell you, Adept? What sort of archmage would I be if I didn't? I spent my mortal life seeking knowledge of all things, not just magic. Yokuden, or as you know them, Redguard, culture is no exception. If Valast was here, I'm sure she could tell you the same. Beneath the statues lie buried the dead of Prince Malil's armies. Their essences have bubbled up from beneath the sands, released by the dangers threatening Alekir today. Just so, Adept. The lesser essences you see before you will empower the statues with the orange and green crystals. The statues near the entrance to this complex. I need to consider how we'll empower those two rear statues. Alekir is under attack. A necromantic cult has disrupted the normal ebb and flow of life and death. The dead that once served Malil are now away into his tomb. You need only to be near them to collect them. My spell will keep the essence tied to you until you're ready to deposit it within the statue. Just remember, you'll only be able to collect 4 at a time. Have the essences. Imbue them into one of the scarab seals.
Who dares disturb my slumber?
Good. Now to collect 4 more. Final 4. Imbue them into the other seal.
Yes, my generals.
For such a superstitious, mage-hating people, this place is a work of art. Have you observed the sand barriers on those passages in the canyon walls? I suspect the prince's generals may be waiting within. Their essences would no doubt be more than enough to activate the other two statues. Very simple, Adept. The seals at the bases of those statues show a scorpion and a spider. Those were the spirit totems claimed by Malil's chief generals, Sadina and Rashomta. You're on the right path, Adept. Collect the essence we need to unlock this ancient structure.
My life for Malil.
Rashomta's statue will be marked with the spider seal.
A lucky feat, mortal. The staff is still mine.
You'll never reach Malil.
Sadina's statue should have the scorpion seal at its base. You do the guild credit with your bravery and dedication, adept. With the souls restored and crystals relit, the key crystals should now be visible. This is the key to Prince Malil's tomb. You must use it in order to gain entry. The crystals hum with power. Go to the center. You should find the key to Prince Malil's tomb there.
You dare open my tomb? Come then, and feel the side's blade!
Now to retrieve that staff. The door to Prince Malil's tomb must be opened now.
Insect! You will never hold the staff! Never! The staff is mine!
I'd guess Haskell will be waiting outside. Let's go. Haskell here again. Sheogorath is such a craven, sending a toad like that one to do his dirty work.
Another successful retrieval, I see. Very well, then. I've instructions to have you return to the Isles. My lord would have a word with you.
I'll journey through with you, but I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay within the Isles. If Sheogorath is there, he may not be pleased to see me.
Ah, right on time. Welcome back. Your business lies with Lord Sheogorath.
You do the guild credit with your bravery and dedication, Adept.
Look, Haskell! Farkey's back! Oh, it's so nice to see him again! Oh, good to see you too, mortal, I guess. Wonderful! I'll just take... Forky. Oh, I've missed you so much, Forky. Let's never be parted again. Oh, gives me goosebumps just to hold him in me hand again. Ah, the Wabberjack! Malil held it down in that dusty tomb for so long. Say, why don't you clear its throat? Take it in hand and use it on some of these holier-than-thou temple types. No need to worry, you pretty mortal head. The Wabberjack, it unleashes the potential in everyone. The unrecognized essence of artistic beauty that swells and beats within the... Look, you want the book? Whack some folks with the Wabberjack! This is so exciting!
Try not to make too much of a mess.
An interesting task indeed.
What a pity. The fun is over so soon.
If there's anything consistent about Sheogorath, it's his knack for surprises. Come, let's return to Velost now that you've recovered the second book.
A bit rusty, but not bad. So funny watching you mortals muck around with things you can't possibly understand. I'll be needing that back now. And as promised, the book. Well, go ahead. Take it. Once it's yours, it'll send you straight back to Tamriel. Funny how books have a way of transporting you. No? Oh. Simply hold your breath, close your eyes, and count to, let's say, 1,000,000. What? Are you expecting someone to knit a sweater while we wait for you? No one is going to do that! Do I look like I knit?
Until we meet again, mortal. I'm sure the Master will have more activities planned for you by then.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have the second book? Excellent. The Circus of Cheerful Slaughter? That's quite a title. I'll begin my research immediately. Can't wait to get to it. We're lucky to have you, Adept. I'm no battle mage. I'm much more comfortable in the stacks than in the field.